Podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the voice of the people. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
Boxingvoice.com.
You need that fear.
All I'm trying to do is make a stand for something that I truly believe is right. I truly believe is right. I want to be like you. Come on, man. I'm the face of boxing. I'm the cash cow. I hold the record with you.
My drop. I know my situation.
Production.
But it's gonna be very difficult for both of us.
Boxingvoice.com.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another flagship edition. It is Sunday, and Sunday's Crow Day for those that did pick the couple of minuscule fights that happened this weekend. We will be discussing all those results as well as headlines. A couple of fights have been made over the weekend, a couple of stars, or should I say fading stars, getting themselves in the headlines and looking to get back into the ring. And we have champions, or as some would call them, lineal champions, solidifying a date for their mandatories. A lot of other headlines to talk about, obviously. So we're going to head on out to our co-hosts. We got a couple of hosts joining us today, and we're going to go to the Golden State, over to the Hipster Hunters.
Thaboxingvoice production.
This is a beautiful performance against a very tough guy in Michael Johnson. How do you feel about it?
Fuck that! Conor McGregor!
Boxingvoice.com.
You know me, Larry. From a wicked entrance, from a flip over the rock into a knockout now. When the main thing is, I just help the guy. I wish.
Boxingvoice.com.
Yes, the Hipsters here. Haters beware. And we had a ton of nothing. We really didn't have any news this weekend. We didn't have that many fights. It's basically just Marius Briedis versus Mike Perez, which wasn't a fight that thrilled a lot of people. So now we have to deal with headlines. It's one of those weekends where a lot of fans sort of took a seat back, sort of relaxed. But we're here like every Sunday, every Thursday with the flagship edition of TBV. So cannot wait to chop up all this news, especially the main topic of Ortiz Wilder, that continues to be the main topic of boxing this week. So should be fun.
And staying in your Golden State.
There'll be nothing but smooth sailing.
I don't think Steven's here.
So what is that icon under there?
That's his other computer.
That says Steven. All right. Hey, guys, what's up? It's me, Steven. I've been running 20 miles in the desert.
I like how your imitation of everyone is the exact same thing. Like, you never switch up your imitation voice. It's the same voice.
Still rebooting. So how was your weekend, buddy?
Mine? It was good.
The other there.
Yeah, Steven. It was one of those weekends where a lot of nothing. Like, when it hit Saturday, like, I was bored. Like, there was no boxing on except for Marius Briedis, Mike Perez. And then even that, again, this is not really a main topic of the show, but I'm going to just delve into it. World Boxing Super Series, please, for the love of God, do a better job.
Together.
Get your shit together, for real. Like, the fact, one, that your website's down every time. It is inexcusable with World Championship fights. Number two, tape delay. What is the point of having tape delay? Especially a 2-hour tape delay? A 2-hour tape delay in the middle of the day? That's pointless. So I when we were planning the live fight chat for Saturday, that never happened. I went on Audience Network, the deal they just signed, saw that it was at 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Pacific time. Hit record, hit the reminder, text Ness, hey, these are the times for the live fight chat. These are the times for the fight. Then one of our listeners, a good friend of the show, Pittsburgh Brew, texts us saying that they are walking out to the ring right now, and it is, 2 hours beforehand? I think that is just completely ridiculous. First off, tape delay is the wackest shit of all time. Secondly,
whack.
To make it only a 2
Tape
hour
delay, yo. The fact that it is a .com anyway. It's still .com and it still doesn't work. They're so corny, man.
Like, and to have these level of fights, which let's be honest, a lot of boxing fans care about. Even this fight, we really didn't care about, but it was the only fight this weekend, and we couldn't watch it. And if we did, we had to watch it 2 hours after the fact when we already heard about it. And guess what? The fight wasn't that great. So I didn't watch it. I didn't go at 4 p.m. and start watching it. No. I went and did other stuff. So World Boxing Super Series, you got to do a better job of, having exposure for your product. Because you have a great product, but unfortunately no one's watching it because they can't watch it because of your difficulties, because of your mistakes. So please step up your game so we can enjoy the product that you're trying to deliver to us, that we are trying to, in a sense, pay for. We pay for Audience Network. You know, we come to .com. We have to sit through those ads that you make companies pay for. So make the shit work. Thank you. Shout out to the violins. World Boxing Super Series. Chris Eubank Jr., I believe, is next week. Please do not fuck that up.
Well, we're here to talk about Deontay Wilder and the saga.
There's some fuck shit going on.
Fill us in, Matt. I've been talking about this all week. What's going on? What's new here? Luis Ortiz wants to bet his entire purse on a hair sample. He says, hey, my urine was dirty, but not my hair. Let's do a hair follicle test.
Yeah, that's the basic of it, the basis of it. I forget if it's a test that is one that he's already taken that they have not shown yet, or if it's a test that he wants to take. I forget that part of it, but that's basically the gist of it. It's completely ridiculous. Like Luis Ortiz, like I understand this is your sort of attempt at changing the public narrative on your side. You know that you're this guy that's trying to prove everything. You're willing to bet your whole purse on this. You must be innocent. You know, like I get it. I get it. Unfortunately, it is the lamest fucking thing you can do.
Why? Why is it lame, bro?
Because if you pop for, let's say, a urine test or a blood test, hair test means almost nothing at that point. Absolutely zero. Blood and urine count for a lot more than hair. And in fact, I believe VADA doesn't even test hair. They only test urine and blood because hair testing is notoriously pointless. You're not going to register the drugs that they're looking for. You need blood, especially blood. That's why blood tests and carbon isotope testing is the highest level you can get. Urine is a step below that. And so saying that, let's take a urine test and it's going to be magically better. I mean, a hair test, it's going to be magically better. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make logical sense in any way.
Well, it's another test, bro. They want to clear their names. The good thing is that Deontay Wilder doesn't care, and he just wants to fight. So he's still willing to fight him. It's up to WBC Morrow. Now, Morrow's in a bit of a tight spot here, Matt. He's damn if you do, damn if you don't, you know? Because guys like you are going to say, oh, he changed the rules because it's a big fight. And guys like me are like, man, fucking change the rules. The guy wants to fight him, let him fight.
No, I think no to the fact that I forget the way you exactly framed the question, but Mauricio Sulaiman, there's no way that he can allow this fight to go on. I'm sorry. Like,
well, what if he accepts that Luis Ortiz has been prescribed high blood pressure medicine?
Again, it was not disclosed. According to Deontay Wilder, it was not disclosed.
Yes, it was not. It was not. Okay, what if they still accept it? It's like, all right, he made a mistake. The magnitude of the fight, he doesn't know English. He's Cuban.
No, that hasn't worked before, and it will continue to not work. I have sat there and watched online streams of commission hearings and USADA hearings for numerous events. For John Molina Jr., for example, I remember I watched his. They just don't accept this. You're going to get some sort of suspension, regardless of the length of it. You're getting some sort of punishment because you pop for something. If the A and the B sample test positive and hot, you're going to get a suspension. Whether that's a 6 month, 8 month, 9 month, year, 2 year, 3 years is to be determined with more facts that come out. But he's going to get something. If he doesn't, it's an indictment of the WBC. It's an indictment of them really not enforcing anything when it suits them. And it goes back to,
well, what about the situation like Danny and
that was bullshit.
That was Morales.
Yes, that shouldn't have happened. And I correct me if I'm wrong, we as in the public and the media did not know about that till after the fight.
No, we knew before.
Oh, we knew before? Okay.
And Danny's mom didn't want him to fight, remember?
Yeah.
Or it was his father that didn't want him to fight, and the mother said she had a dream, and they fought. No, seriously.
I forget about that. I wasn't really paying attention that much at that point for Danny Garcia's career. But
yeah,
not that it hasn't happened before.
But, okay? You always got to find a way.
Haters.
Not that it hasn't happened before, because Eric Morales is the perfect example of where it has happened, where the commission has said, we will allow this to continue. And there are other examples in other combat sports where that has happened. But it's still an indictment of the WBC. And it still shows that their VADA clean testing program is suspect, at least. And I want to say harsher words, but I won't. I'll refrain. But there's a lot of questions that we need to start asking about that VADA testing program. Because how many times have we heard fighters in title eliminators and championship fights?
Wait a minute. Why do we got to ask questions about VADA? They've been popping guys. They haven't let anybody get off.
I'm not saying question VADA. Question the VADA program. You see the difference?
Not really. Explain.
Because VADA as an organization is basically just a vendor, right? They're just the people taking these samples and testing them and giving them back to the WBC and saying this is testing hot, this is clean, whatever. That's all they are. They are not the ones really handing down the suspensions. The WBC, from what I understand from their program, are the ones that handing down the suspension.
Yeah, and it should be. I mean, because Dr. Margaret Goodman is a doctor that...
No, 100%. 100%. I completely agree with that setup. However, when we start seeing a sanctioning body that's fueled by profit, in a sense, like all corporations are, they're going to... And if they start doing something like this, we need to start questioning it. Should we not question this program if they allow a guy that tests positive for something, a banned substance, a PED, to go into the world championship fight for their heavyweight belt, which at one point meant the most in boxing? I think that's an indictment on them in that program. If they were to allow Luis Ortiz to fight. And to be honest, it's an indictment of the WBC back when they allowed Eric Morales to fight Danny Garcia. We should ask Suleiman, the WBC, and more of their officials, like, why was that allowed? What was the reasoning behind that? Are you not worried about the precedent it is setting? Because once you set that precedent where the rules no longer matter for certain situations, then it opens up the floodgates to a lot of things when it comes to testing and people not being tested.
There you have it. That's why we got a hipster, man, because the hipsters always care. Let's get on to Bellew. Hey, right? You used the word indictment. At one point when this fight was announced, there should have been an indictment on the commission out there because this guy was moving up to fight Hay. And, man, Hay proving that he is more talented at putting a fight together than actually fighting, because I went back and watched this one, and even before he injured his leg, toe, whatever it was, Achilles heel, he wasn't very accurate at all. You know, he wasn't having that much success. And not to say that Bellew was either, you know, and it took Bellew quite some time to get him out of there even after the injury. But this fight is back on, and it's going to be officially announced here by us today. But we're also speaking about this because Tony Bellew decided to go this route due to his negotiations failing with Andre Ward. So what exactly was the bump in the road between Tony Bellew and Andre Ward, who once upon a time in a movie actually squared off, and we could have probably seen the real version of it. I wanted that real version, and for Andre Ward in his career, see, it would have been good for him to get that instead of just retiring. You know, get another little payday, another little fight on the resume, milk it a bit. But I hear him, man. He rode off into the sunset. But Bellew saying Ward wanted too much cash, Matt.
Yeah, and it's interesting because when Ward retired, he credited him not being able to go through the training camp, him not being able to last through an 8-week training camp and go into a fight, that he was just too many injuries, too banged up, you know, etc. But obviously he wanted to move up at least 1 or 2 divisions and fight Tony Bellew for a big money fight. That was, yeah,
but that makes sense. If he, you know, if he didn't want to go through the training camp, moving up, you have to put less of a stress on your body because you're actually, you know, keeping some of that weight.
I understand that idea, but the idea that, hey, I'm banged up, let me move up a couple weight divisions and fight somebody that's probably going to hit a little bit harder, that's a little bit bigger than me.
But he's selecting. He's selecting by going after Bellew specifically.
I understand all those counterpoints. I'm just saying that it is just weird. It's just weird that that he said he was too banged up for boxing, and then we hear that he was really trying to get after this money fight with Bellew, and he was asking too much. Just interesting. I'm not saying that it's bad of him or how dare he do that or he was lying about his retirement. I'm saying it's interesting. That's all. Now Tony Bellew, David Haye too. I think that is a good fight. I think it's a fight that makes a lot of sense for a lot of different reasons. One, the first fight was fun. Tony Bellew definitely has the size to be in the heavyweight division against a guy like David Haye, who was also a cruiserweight at one point. Now, does that injury really make the difference? If David Haye comes into this and he doesn't get injured and he refines his game and he sharpens up just a little bit and not be so wild against a guy he thought he could get out of there one round, will he go out there and just smash him? That's a possibility. Maybe Tony Bellew is just a better boxer. That's also a possibility. I think it's a fun fight. I think it's one of those fights that if David Haye wins, David Haye instantly gets back in there with the likes of Joshua, Wilder, Parker, etc. We're going to start talking about Haye with those matchups. And if Tony Bellew wins, I wouldn't be surprised if we see the last Tony Bellew and he rides off into the sunset.
Yeah, I mean, I think Bellew may win. But
it's quite possible.
David Haye back with Haye is with Ishmael Salas for this one, though.
Yes.
Was he with him in the last one?
No. Wasn't he down in like Miami training with someone?
Yeah. Yeah.
Was it Kevin Cunningham? No.
But yeah, man. I mean, look, it's a fun fight, and what other fight can you think of where you'd be happy or you know it'll get as much as attention? You know, both men would really have to serve each other up in order to make some bigger headlines than these, right? Like Haye would have to be fighting a Wilder, Joshua, even a Joseph for the interest to be higher than this, and Bellew, man, he'd have to be fighting like Usyk or something, and I don't even think that would get the heads turning the way that Haye does. Haye is it's a household name, at least amongst the boxing community.
They did over 800,000 pay-per-view buys in the UK That is nothing to scoff at. I know Ness and other people that listen that are from America sort of downplay UK pay-per-view because of the price difference compared to US pay-per-view, but still selling 800,000 units for $15, $25. That's impressive. That's nothing to scoff at. That's not everyone can do that.
That is.
Hey, let me ask you guys. Hey, what's up, everybody? I guess I'm on right now.
Are you Steven?
Yeah, that's me.
Is your mic connected?
No, it's not.
It should be.
Watch, his computer is about to drop right now.
Is it on now? Is it on now, guys? That's what he's going to tell us in a few seconds. Well, I don't know how this made the cut. You can tell it's been a slow week that our producers care about Julio Cesar Chavez contacting Nacho Beristein to fly him to, I guess, Los Angeles or somewhere. I don't even know the details because who cares? Who cares? Like, this guy's posting pictures of him and Gennady Golovkin. Stop it. No, Matt. Don't laugh. Stop it. Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice.
Hold on. You're telling me that you wouldn't mind seeing a Chavez Jr. in a co-main or a third fight down on from the top also, on a free card. You tell me you wouldn't be interested?
Hold on, Steven. I think you're coming through on the mic there. What did you say?
I said, well, first of all, it's fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. And the other thing is, I totally agree. I think Chavez is like a waste of everybody's time.
Why shame on you? No. Shame.
Yeah, because you try to fool me so once, so it's all right. So it's on you.
So it's my fault. It's my fault.
No, but if you let it happen to yourself twice, then
that's on you.
No, that's the thing. It can never happen twice. That's why it's shame on me the first time. That motherfucker fooled me. He fooled me and a million other people into believing that he was actually going to fight versus Canelo. He fooled us all. So no shame on you, shame on two. No, fuck 2 times. It's done. He's done. He needs to go fight somebody off TV, Peter Quillen style. And not that Peter Quillen deserved that. Peter Quillen didn't deserve to go fight on off TV where we could only see pictures. All he did was get knocked out by Daniel Jacobs. That doesn't deserve to get off TV. But he did. He chose to. Why? Because he knew the level of opposition wasn't going to be satisfactory to the fight fans. And why try to put that shit on TV? And that's what Chavez need to do.
We get a lot.
Yeah, but he's also not the son of. He's also not the son of a legend, right?
No. He got to get.
We get a lot of shit fights on TV. We get a lot of shit fights.
Matt, you want to put him on TV? Put him on toe-to-toe Tuesdays.
Yes, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
That's it. There's a budget for that.
Tell me you're not interested in that.
Yes,
it's a true rebuild.
If he's on toe-to-toe Tuesdays, I want to see it.
Okay, thank you.
But not on Showtime, not on Showtime Extreme, not on CBS, not on Fox Sports. No, nothing. He needs to go back. Yo, he needs to rebuild. Mauricio Herrera style. Herrera's done it. Hank Lundy's done it. These people fall off the top and they rebuild. This guy doesn't even fucking rebuild based on his name, posting pictures next to fucking him and Jacobs. You crazy? No, because you know what? We would accept it because he's the son of a legend. Son of a legend. Posting IG pictures of him shadow boxing in his backyard. We go all shadow box in our backyard, man. Get out of here, bro. Nah, man, we need to stop with this guy.
Time.
He kept his hands in his pocket, man. He didn't even try.
Yes, he did. I'm not refuting anything you said about Chavez and Canelo. We all know what that fight was. However, we all know Chavez at one point was a decent boxer. At one point, he showed some potential to be at least a top 10 guy for a while.
Andy Lee at 54, bro.
That was
long time ago. Long time ago.
Yeah, that was at 160, Ness.
Worse. Long time ago, bro.
That was at worse.
Long time ago.
That's great. Yeah, exactly. And he's still young. So the fact that
how old is he, Steve?
He's got to be.
All right, Julio Cesar Chavez is 31 years old. He fought Andy Lee in 2012, and that was at 160 pounds to defend his WBC title for, wait for it, the 4th time. And then he lost it the following fight to Sergio Martinez at the end of 2012.
Half a decade ago. Call him 0.5.
Hey, isn't it to the point where it's like if you're Nacho Beristein, you're like, I don't even want to work with Chavez Jr.? Do you think there are times you don't think
you need that check? Trainers,
nice check.
Yo, trainers don't get paid shit. Okay.
So then, do you think that there's a chance that like he's just like he's not taking the training seriously because he knows Chavez won't, and it's not worth investing all the energy in it? So it's just like, yeah, I'll get the check, but I'm gonna half-ass this job as a trainer.
I don't know, because he outed Chavez on boxing scene thoroughly after the Canelo fight. Like, he didn't follow the game plan. He called him all types of stuff. So I don't know. I don't even know if he's actually gonna get on a plane. Chavez just trying to make headlines. I'm telling you.
In that boxing scene article, it said Beristein had said that he wanted to know if Chavez was willing to go over there or if he wanted Beristein to come out here for the training camp. I think if you're Beristein, you're like, nah, you're going to have to come to me now, right?
Oh, yeah. Bring his ass to Mexico. Take him to that little gym where they're going to try and rob him every night. You got to make him tough again, man. He got to go through the whole Rocky chase the chicken shit again. This guy has lost it, man. Them checks is too fat. Heyman getting him paid too well. There's no motivation. He kept his hands in his pocket. We've talked about him far too long. For a quick second, I know the hipster was excited. He thought that Eleider Alvarez was going to get his shot this year versus Adonis Superman Stevens. Many of our listeners consider Stevenson to be the lineal champion.
Even one considers him pound for pound number one.
Who?
Yeah, who?
Scorsese thinks he's pound for pound number one.
Yeah.
Of course.
Of course. Duh.
But the thing is that he's kind of been out of the loop, man. The Ward, Kovalev, first the Kovalev era dominated Stevenson. There was a short time where we wanted the Stevenson-Kovalev fight, and, you know, they both ducked each other. Stevenson went to Showtime. Kovalev dropped out of the purse bid. So, you know, we kind of forgot about Stevenson. He's just been having, like, fighting whatever Heyman gives him at this point. And Kovalev dominated that division. And then Andre Ward jumped up there and became the guy, the man at that division. And now he's left, and we really don't care. We're waiting to see where these belts fall. Because, you know, you got guys like Better BF there. Sergey Kovalev is still there. Marcus Brown, up and coming, young and hungry. You know, a lot of light heavyweights, but no one really to be that guy. So, yeah, that's the story of Adonis Stevenson, and more of the same, because now it's not happening this year, and instead it's being rescheduled for sometime next year, Matt?
Yeah. It said in the article, sorry, Matt, it did say in the boxing scene article that it was going to be pushed to most likely January 2018. So we'll be at the beginning of the year. At this point, how early would they have been able to even schedule the fight? They were looking at December, so we're only going to be getting it maybe about 4 weeks later at most. Oh, no, excuse me. Yeah, 4 weeks later, because they're thinking about doing the end of January.
Well, they're shooting themselves in the foot if they're trying to do it early January. It better not be second week, because Border Wars is that week. So, you know, we're dominating the airwaves that year.
My thing is, why did it take so long to make this mandatory fight happen? It's a mandatory. Like, he's had
Alvarez took quite he's taking a step aside, no?
No, I meant like in the time span from Alvarez's last fight when he said, I'm no longer taking step aside money, blah, 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 to now, it's been a while even then. Like, the fight could have happened this week, for example. Like, they've had the time to negotiate, make the fight happen, and have a training camp from the time of his last fight, I believe.
No, it could be a Yvonne Michelle thing, right? Like, Adonis Stevenson's probably one of the only fighters. He and maybe Arthur Beterbiev, right? Is Beterbiev still with Michelle?
Yeah, technically, he is. But I believe
those promoters, man. When you got a promoter that's not in the flock, you know, he's not even. Because look, Bob Arum wouldn't be considered in Heyman's flock, right? But he's at least in the loop, right? But I mean, who the hell is? I mean, obviously, I know because of the time I've been doing it. But I mean, who the hell is Yvonne Michelle in boxing right now? I mean. He's got a handful of fighters.
Yeah.
That's the issue, man. When
you think that's what it is? It was like kind of the reluctancy to make the fight because he doesn't want to have his two of his top fighters, two of his top earners going against each other, possibly lowering one stack.
They're both
one stock.
They're both.
That's what I'm saying. Do you think that's part of what it was then? It seems like that's what you're alluding to.
Well, no, I wasn't really saying that. I'm just saying that, when you don't have much, you don't want to risk it all, especially when you can cash out Adonis, right? Like you're trying your best to get Adonis the biggest fight because it's not with Alvarez. Even if you want Alvarez to end the end game being him with the belt, at least he's the mandatory, but there's no way that him fighting Adonis is the end game. That shit, that's not Pacquiao Horn.
Well, what is their end game? They haven't had one. Their end game was Kovalev, but they weren't willing to go to HBO.
Well, they've been building. They've been building.
I mean, Ward never really seemed interested in the Stevenson fight.
Well, Virgil Hunter said there wasn't enough money in that.
I don't believe that, but that's just Virgil being Virgil.
Well, maybe offers were made, bro. Maybe the phone was at least used.
You can say maybe or you want. I'm just saying I don't believe Virgil Hunter when he said the money wasn't right. I just don't believe that. When you have Al Heyman and Jay Prince in the equation, there's going to be money made. They're going to figure out ways to make money.
That would have been a great fight. That would have been a way out.
It would have been a fantastic fight.
That would have been a good way for Adonis. I mean, and it would have been. I'm surprised he didn't stick around. You're right, because Adonis is 40 now, right? Isn't he 40? Like, is he 4-0 now?
Was his birthday today or something?
Steven, is he 4-0? Fuck.
Adonis Stevenson is 40 years old. He turned 40 on September 22nd.
Wow.
That's like a week ago.
That's what it is, man. He don't want to fight, bro. It's his birthday. Who the fuck wants to fight on their birthday? He's probably on an island chilling, bro.
Hey, so what do we think this means for Badou Jack? Because we did read that article a few days ago that Badou Jack vacated the title.
I'm
possibly for us.
I'm glad you're on because we forgot completely to mention it. Me and Matt spoke about it off air, but we completely. I mean, that was quite odd. I'm really wondering and excited to see what is going to come from that Badou Jack TMT side because that they're almost like they have some explaining to do with that. They have some explaining to do. I'm interested.
Well,
he was supposed to fight Bivol if he doesn't vacate that.
Yes, but he already did. He already did vacate.
And in the article he said he's like, I'm not ducking an 11-0 fighter. There's just my team. He said that it was agreed upon before the fight even happened that he knew that he was going to win the belt and then vacate it because he didn't want to fight that mandatory, but that his team was going to be working on something bigger and better for him. Obviously, in terms of financial, because what money are you going to make fighting Bivol?
And he's got a point, right? Because you think back to Jamel Charlo, that's the guy we got to use, right? He only got $100K to fight against Charles Hatley. But when the sanctioning bodies themselves need to do something because he's just basically like using and abusing the title, which is actually good for a change when it's usually, it's usually the other way around, right? It's usually the other way around, but in this point, he jumped up to say that he was a multiple division champ and he dropped that title.
That title doesn't. Okay, so this is what's kind of always, this is what gives the sanctioning bodies a bad name. Is that
it's the not sanctioning bodies? That's the WBA, and that is the regular WBA.
Right, so wouldn't he be the mandatory for the super?
No, that's the thing. That's the thing. WBA are jerk offs. Maybe they're one day Mendoza or whatever his name and he'll call in here and he'll be like, "Oh, you called me a jerk off," and then I'll be like, "All right, well, you said a year ago you were going to consolidate your 3 titles."
It's like 2 years ago now.
He's got 3 titles in each division plus the fucking super champ. Now, here's where it gets even stupider, right? The super champ never gets a mandatory. So the regular champ, Lamont Peterson, is truly the champ. He's the one that has to do all the mandatories, and Keith Thurman, nah, he don't gotta do no mandatories. It's just fucking idiot. It's whatever, bro. Weirdos.
The fact that we have 4 major sanctioning bodies, and then Ness, people like Ness include the IBO, so you have 5. Like, that is ridiculous. When you add the 3 belts within a sanctioning body, it's even more ridiculous. But with Badou Jack, I don't know what his game plan is. I know Yavon Mitchell has said that they have not been negotiating with Badou Jack and their team at all for that Stevenson fight. Badou Jack said he dropped that belt and didn't fight Bellew to take on bigger opportunities. What is that bigger opportunity?
Supposed to be, Adonis Stevenson, but we heard that.
But again, Mitchell's saying that's not happening.
But that's what I'm telling you. That he's not in the flock. So it's like that one promoter that got these 2 guys, but nobody don't really deal with you. That's all it looks like.
Hey, humor me with this, guys. What do you think is the odds of Badou Jack landing a Kovalev fight after Kovalev's next fight? And then, because if you're Badou Jack and you want Andre Ward and you think you can beat Kovalev and you beat Kovalev,
Andre Ward's out the picture, so Badou Jack's not thinking of that.
Yeah, but we all know that money talks, right? You give somebody a big enough paycheck, you come out.
Is Kovalev a significant more paycheck than fighting on David Benavidez or Gilberto Ramirez in like a Staples Center?
I think so.
I don't know. I'm not saying Kovalev is.
Kovalev's in the theater, bro. Kovalev's back at the theater, so I don't know, man. That's 4,000 seats, man. He dropped. How the mighty have fallen is all I'm saying. When Danny lost, he was still in the Barclays Center. He didn't go to Well,
Danny hasn't fought since he lost.
Yeah, but we all know Danny's going back to the Barclays Center. Come on.
But even before when he didn't lose. All right, you're right about that.
Dang, wait, hold on. What
perception? It was the perception, right? So many people thought he lost, right? And he still was at the bar.
Like, yeah, he lost to Herrera once. I remember seeing that one time.
Once. Yo, Team Garcia gonna hear that. Like, yo, word is more. So, any other headlines we got to get to, man?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
You all excited? What?
Yo, man, I know you left off this topic just to piss me off.
What?
Roman Gonzalez talking about his comeback. No respect for the former pound-for-pound champ.
Yo, I had him in there, but I followed your orders, so he doesn't fit in your order. So I don't even know what the freaker,
Matt, tell me you are as worried as I was.
Last. You left him last, and tell me, how does he fit?
For real, why is he below Chavez? Anyways, Matt, tell me.
Casuals, man. Casuals.
Matt and the other producers producing.
Tell me you were as worried as I was when I read that not only is Chocolatito considering coming back at 115 again against another titleist, but also that he wants to move up and fight for a title there. He wants to go for 5 divisions. Did you read that part of the article at the very end?
I did read that part.
That is disturbing to me, because if ever there should be a time when someone leans over and whispers in his ear and tells him, hey man, you should be at 112. It's right now, because he did not look good ever at 115. I mean,
that's a great point. He's never going to look good at 115.
He was able to win and still win a title, and he's still deservedly a champ. But to say he didn't look good, I guess, is compared to what he could look like. That's, I guess, is what I'm trying to say.
Comparative to how he looked in other divisions, he did not look good at 115. First off, Khalid Yafai is a awesome young champion in boxing right now. Completely underrated. I think he's going to give a lot of guys issues in the next couple of years. He's going to start looking for unifications in the next few years. He will present a lot of issues to guys like Inoue and etc. Estrada's going to have issues with them. Quadras will have issues with them, etc. Yafai is potentially the future of the division along with Inoue. Roman Gonzalez going after that fight, while makes sense from a money standpoint, because you got to understand that Yafai represents the UK market. He represents that Sky Sports money. That instantly changes everything. If I'm Roman Gonzalez, this might be a cash out fight. I don't know really what this is. I don't know if this is him and his team thinking, let's go get the biggest money possible right now. and that's in the UK. That could be
Matt.
That could be potentially what this is. If it isn't that, if this is truly him trying to rebuild, and he goes after a champion in his tune-up fight, or what should be his tune-up fight, I don't know who is telling him.
Why can't it be both? And if you lose, you that's it. You don't come back. But if you win, you're gone.
Okay, there's a reason why Danny Garcia isn't fighting Sean Porter right now.
Why?
Right? Because guys coming off losses usually don't want to take a tough fight afterwards. Am I wrong about that?
No, I totally agree with you. I think that if you're Danny, hell no, do you want to take a Sean Porter fight right out the gate, especially after the layoff. And Roman Gonzalez should take
Danny. The only reason you don't want to take a Sean Porter fight is because you believe you beat Keith.
Again, that was just an example. That was just you don't have to go too far into that nest because it's your boy Danny. Relax. Okay. All I'm saying is Roman Gonzalez, if this is him trying to rebuild, it makes no sense. If this is him trying to cash out, it makes complete sense. And I don't know which one it is. And that concerns me, especially when he got viciously knocked out in his last fight. And he's taken years and years and years of abuse in wars. He's had a 9-year title reign across multiple divisions. Fought the best in the who's who of all those divisions. It's okay to bow out. I hope he knows that. And if him or his people are listening, I doubt they are because we don't speak Spanish on the show. But if they are, please just consider that. Okay, only you do, Ness. Okay, no one cares.
Steven.
And your Spanish is whack. It's that Dominican Spanish. Like no one understands that.
Yo, don't turn to me for support, bro. I don't speak Spanish. We go over this every show, man.
We're from California. We don't count.
Yo, you guys are so disrespectful to your culture.
My culture is Portuguese, man. Come on.
So speak some Portuguese.
Yo, I can't speak Portuguese.
Exactly.
Am I from Portugal? No, I'm not from Portugal. But anyways.
Father's descent, man.
Shout out to Roman Gonzalez. He definitely a Hall of Famer, first ballot. One of the legends of the low weight classes. And this is a ballsy move that he's talking about. So just salute to him, and hopefully he does everything the smart way.
Okay. Well, it's about that time. We open up these phone lines. Slow week, but we got some callers, so we're going to get on out to them. First, quick word from our sponsors. And then we'll get to the callers. So you know the number 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 one time if you want to voice your opinion here on the Voice of the People hotline. And international callers can add Nestor Gibbs on Skype. That's NESTORGIBBS. We posted a lot of sparring as well for Border Wars. Border Wars is heating up. A lot of sparring being released. So head on over to patreon.com/TheBoxingVoice for some of that.
These calls are brought to you by El Camino Electrical Services, experts in electric vehicle charging stations. For consultations and turnkey installation, visit us at elcaminoelectricalservices.com.
Going out to Elizabeth, New Jersey. I mean, what up?
What's good, fellas? What's good?
Talk to us, brother.
Yo, listen, I think Chavez, I don't know, Ness, you went kind of hard. You wouldn't watch Chavez on Showtime no kind of way. You said not even on Showtime Extreme. I mean, put him in there against the right opponent. Put him in there against Bellew. Maybe Chavez moves up to light heavyweight. You wouldn't want to see him in the ring no kind of way. He's relegated to Tuesday night fights only.
Who's Bellew?
Tony Bellew.
Bellew, man.
How do you say his name?
Bellew got a David Hay fight signed, sealed, and delivered. He won't fight Chavez. That's the problem.
What I'm saying is
that name it held so much weight that you have to put him on, a Showtime. But then he's gonna want an easy fight, and we don't want that.
Nah, I feel you. That's all I really called to say, man, because I thought that was a hard line to take. I think because even in the best interest of seeing him getting knocked out, Just throw him on TV, and you give him 2 fights. They can't give him that much money, but if they give him 2 fights, one easy, and then they throw him in there tough, shit, give him one of the Charlos. That'd be a good fight,
bro.
Give him Erickson Lubin.
Hey, Steven, see if you can find how much he got for Fonfara. I could swear it was like $2 million for Fonfara, some crazy shit. You know, he gets paid way too much, and he's not. Yo, he needs to get his career together, man. If he probably gets in the right weight, you know, maybe he could be good again, but it's so difficult for him. I mean, look, he let his hands go. All right, I mean.
All right, just to let you know, Chavez Jr.'s purse for the Fonfara fight was $2.5 million. Fonfara, $400K.
Now, that's what I'm saying. Now, not a lot of people don't. Oh, you're being hard on him. You don't understand what I'm saying. It's the network that got to pay for this. It's the network. They could use that $2 million on like 2 other fights in another division that are better than this bullshit. This kid needs to go rebuild. And that's okay. That's okay to rebuild. You know, look, and he want to do it the fast way, Matt, and you want to do it on TV? Fight Jesse Hart. Fight Jesse Hart at 68. Y'all both lost. Fight Jesse Hart. But no, you don't get to fight Daniel Jacobs. No, you don't get to fight fucking Chavez, Triple G, and try to make demands and try to, you know, sneak in a little pay-per-view and do 170. No. Go rebuild. Go.
What about a Peter Quillen fight? Will you watch that? Again, Tuesday night fights. That's the parameter we're doing. It's Tuesday night fight.
No.
I'm not even saying it's the main event.
Listen, Quillen fight is all right because we all know Quillen is still like, you know, and I hope he's a super duper friend of the show, but like still
shout out to Quillen.
Still like deers in the headlights, right? He's still trying to get it together still. So that's a good fight because they both kind of coming off them losses. But toe-to-toe Tuesdays. You know.
Not Showtime Extreme.
But, I mean, you know, let's be honest. Chavez, Quillen, they both going to want money. If Chavez got 2.5 to fight from Fora, he's going to want some bread to fight Quillen, man. And they're going to want to build it up and do it properly as if they're on that level. When they're not, they need to both get some wins, man. Get some wins and make that fight mean something is all I'm saying. But
should Chavez just go back to like Mexico, go off TV, have like
no. Not that crazy because then we won't know what those fights mean, you know? But
yeah, Nestor's on something with like the Jesse Hart, the Porky Medinas. Those type of fighters.
Porky Medina means the longer route, though. If you go Jesse Hart next,
that's fast,
and you win that fight, then we could start talking about you with a Daniel Jacobs, with a Peter Quillen. You know, not even Jacobs, not even because Jacobs is flirting that line of pay-per-view. He's got this new deal with Matchroom. They got a private press conference happening Tuesday in New York. It's all this crazy. Jacobs is on that Matchroom tip now, and he's getting big. So, you know, nothing pay-per-view-ish. But, you know, if a Medina, I feel like that's a step back. Maybe like a Butte. Chavez Butte. Did they do that ever?
No, but is Butte retired? I thought he retired.
Really?
I think Butte retired, to be honest.
Man, so many fighters, I don't even remember. No, I'm stuffing my face here with trail mix. Let me get to Doomsday's counterpart, Coach Midi. Coach Midi, how are you?
Yo, I'm good, man. How you doing?
Midi's actually in Jersey, bro. He came looking for Doomsday in the flesh. Nah, all jokes aside. What's going on, Midi? Any boxing talk you got for us?
Yeah, I'm wondering if you guys got the chance to watch the UK card last night. O'Hara Davis, I think, was like I think the most notable fight for you, or the name that you guys can relate to, because the other guys were just like more local fighters, and there's also like Butler that was there, but I think it's the lower division that's not too interesting for you, Ness. But it was kind of like a decent matchup. But
I didn't watch the O'Hara Davis fight, and I'll be honest, it's because he had so much hype behind him. It was this prospect.
People wanted to find out.
Yeah, but then he lost bad.
Yeah, exactly. But
he talked shit to Floyd. He talked shit to Floyd, so it's like you got to do good now for people to respect you again. And I seen the guy, the guy he fought. I don't even remember the name. Something like F, maybe last name F, maybe Furman, something like that.
Tom Farrell.
There you go. Told you
he got stopped in the 6th round.
And this is the thing. I followed O'Hara Davis's Twitter more than I did the fight because he is entertaining. It's just that, you know, he's on that. He's like Broner, right? Except Broner actually does something, right? Like this guy's talking, but he doesn't live up to it.
It's not even like Broner. It's not on that level. As you said, like his Twitter and his antics before the fight gives him more notice than his actual ability in the ring. But to be fair to him, he was or is being built up by Eddie Hearn as one of the young prospect, the new generation. But you know, I don't know. Like yesterday, you can't judge him by yesterday. It was good for him to get his guy out of there very quickly. He got some very, very heavy knockdowns, like in the first round and in the second. It was quite bad, right? So, but yeah, no, I thought you would have something to say about him just because of his attitude, right? And compare him to Broner and stuff like that. So, but
no, because you know my motto, like I don't watch him until I gotta watch him. So then I watched him that time because of all the hype, and then he didn't live up. He lost to Josh, right? He lost to Josh Taylor, right?
Yeah, I don't think you're gonna have to watch him again. Like to be honest, I don't think he's gonna get himself into title contention again because, to me, he has power, but it's too crude. And if he steps up in the opposition like he did before, he's gonna come short. And you know, the only interesting thing about him is his trash talk. To be honest, so. But you know, yesterday there was not that many good fights, and that's the only one that, you know, I thought you guys could talk about on the show today from the UK side.
So what about Chavez? You care to see Chavez on TV?
To be honest, no. I don't care to see him because I don't think he has like I don't think he has the will to get in the ring, right? So he's just there to make money. But you know, I don't care to see him, to be honest, because he doesn't offer anything interesting. You know.
That's what I told Matt. Matt's over here beating the drums for him. But Mitty, I'm gonna get to some other callers here. Let me get to Joey in New Zealand. What's up?
Very quickly. Do not say that because I just threw out the topic. Play devil's advocate. Do I really care about Chavez Jr.? No, I don't have a stake in it. Ness, try and play that narrative.
You wanted to see him versus Jacobs.
Jacobs? Why would I want that fight? I want Jacobs versus Lemieux, and I'm not getting that fight. I'm upset.
Well, let's go out to Joey in New Zealand. Joey, talk to us. Joey? All right, maybe there's not Joey. It is Joey. Joey, you going to speak? Going once, twice? Go on. We're going to Donald in Richmond.
What's up, Ness? Young Ali. What's going on, y'all?
What's up, Donald?
I heard the big fight was with Ness. I might have to come up to heavyweight to get that money.
Dude, you're gonna have to take a number, man. Everybody's waiting in line for that paycheck.
Hey, Ness is the big fight on the show. He's like the Mayweather of the show. Like everybody wants that fight to get that payday. Like you got people like me who's gonna come from like 160 all the way up to fucking heavyweight to probably lose to get the payday and say I got the
Donald,
payday.
Let me tell you something. First of all, you're lying. Okay, you ain't gonna come up from 160 all the way up to heavyweight because you ain't even get on Border Wars to get a fight at 160. All right, so you're lying.
Yeah. You know
we got plenty of 160s for you right now. All you gotta do is sign the dotted line.
Okay. Or do you have availability? Because last time we talked, you told me it was closed and I couldn't get in.
It was closed. Why'd you let it close? Seems like a duck move to me.
Because I didn't get to. I didn't. No, I'm not ducking. I didn't get to get on there on time. I do.
How'd you didn't get there on time? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You listen to every show and you call into just about every show, but you're gonna say you didn't know? Cue the soundbite. Sky's line.
Ness, come on now. Don't make it seem like I'm ducking. Like, you have seen the decrease in me calling.
Why you always lying?
You've seen the decrease in me calling lately. Like, I really haven't been available like how I wanted to be.
I don't know, Donald. I remember Donald. Hey, Steven, I remember Donald calling me talking about, yo, I'll be taking my son with me to the gym, and yeah, I was sparring, and I just sparred. I said, damn, how many rounds? He said, man, I got like 50-some rounds. And I said, damn.
Hey, he said like it was nothing. He brushed off like he was so nonchalant with it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I do have a member. Well, I do have a membership at the gym. I told you I'll go to the Russell Guerrero gym, which is the uncle of Robert Guerrero. Yes, I do. You know.
Well, you better eat a lot of flapjacks. You want to get up to that heavyweight division. I'm actually coming down to y'all divisions. Joking. Don't worry. I'm coming. I'm almost there. I'm at 216. I'm almost there.
You almost there, huh?
Mm-hmm. I'm coming. I'm gonna start with the cruiserweights first.
I know I wasted my time, but I was thinking that they should see what I don't know what they can do about the drug test for Ortiz, because I really wanted to see that fight, but I don't know if they can bend the rules and make the fight happen. I mean, I don't know how that's gonna go. He does have Dillian White. I mean, who's to say if the blood pressure medicine is actually a true fact? And I didn't know that Badu Jack had vacated. I just heard you guys discuss that. But I know he wanted the Stevenson fight. I don't know if he needs to sit back and wait in line, or should he try to get like a Kovalek or even a Marcus Brown would be a good fight for Badu Jack. I mean, Marcus Brown is hungry. He's in the rankings. He's trying to get to a title shot. Maybe that they can make a fight like that. I think that would be a really great fight.
Bad
Badu Jack
fight.
and Marcus Brown. And
bad fight for Badu Jack.
Huh?
Bad fight for Badu Jack. If you're Badu Jack, you're going backwards by fighting Brown. I'm sorry. Badu Jack is a champion in two divisions now. So to him, it would be like a disrespectful fight, I think. I don't know. I feel that way.
I'm not looking at it like that. I'm just looking at who's ranked in the light heavyweight, and because he just vacated a belt, he has to get back into position to try to get another belt. And I know that Marcus Brown, I want to say, is in line for the WBC behind Alvarez.
No, you're correct.
Like that. And
you're correct about that, but I think a name like Badu Jack already, because that division is so, nameless, a name like Badu Jack automatically means something, I think. I could be wrong.
Yeah. No, yeah, you're right, though. Badu Jack is pretty much a big name, though. As far as Chavez, I know I kind of agree with you a little bit on Chavez. I mean, he really needs to do something. I was just thinking, like, Chavez could do, like, a Arthur Abraham or J. Lou Love or something like that, because I want to say
that's a good fight.
Abraham lost on his last
J.
fight.
Leon Love. You see, that's the type of fight he needs, but it can't be on TV. Showbox, toe-to-toe Tuesdays, Friday night fights on ESPN. All that's good for that fight.
And that's about the level where J-Lo Love is on, so they could put it there.
Donald, thanks as always. Let us know. We're looking for a few good 160. Well, actually, we need a 175-pounder, man. People ducking my man Eric Cruz, man. There's a lot of ducking going on, man. Hey, Matt, we doing the overtime or what? We're going to have to talk about all this freaking ducking going on, man.
Yes,
going out to Texas, class and bound. What up?
Hey, how's it going? Yeah, so not much going on this week in terms of fights. I didn't care about that Redis fight. That thing wasn't even on my radar. So yeah, it is what it is. In terms of what, so Badu Jack at 175. Other than Kovalev, he'd probably be the first. He's either the first or second biggest name at light heavyweight right now. Because Adonis Stevenson, even though like we've always known who he is, it's just like he's become so irrelevant that Badu Jack, in my opinion, has become more relevant than Adonis Stevenson. So I think Badu Jack will probably be like the money fight there at 175, and that's why all these guys will probably try to get a piece of Jack while they can. David Haye and Tony Bellew, a second fight. I'm not interested. I really don't care. It's not going to affect anyone because I had already told people that David Haye was like not going to do anything in heavyweight when people were talking him up after he made his comeback, and we all said that he was fighting nobodies. And I mean, look what happened his last fight. Even though he, like you said, even though he had that injury, he still didn't look very impressive even without the injury. Like the guy didn't look great, so he will not make any noise. I would even pick Parker to beat David Haye at this point right now. So yeah. Other than that, let's see. What else is going on? Oh, Roman Gonzalez making a comeback and going up another weight class. What champion would be who's the weakest champion at the weight class above 115?
Matt.
Hold on, I'm on it right now. So the weight class above the weight class above 115 pounds would be bantamweight. Bantamweight right now is kind of like a lot of those long reigning champs from like Japan, like Shinsuke Yamanaka is.
No, Yamanaka just got knocked out by Louis Neri.
But that got
overturned. Got popped for steroids,
right?
I don't know if it was steroids. Definitely performance enhancing drugs, but it was something.
Also, Jamie McDonnell. You got Juan Carlos Payano up there. Oh no, these are the top 10 guys there. Regardless of belts.
McDonald, you can easily get a win against. I forget who the exact champions are at 118, but 118 is food for a lot of guys because of how little depth there is to that division. But even a guy like Roman Gonzalez will have some trouble because he has some wear and tear. That will be his issue, not because his skills are lacking. Yes, Klassenbaum?
No, I get that, but like, so Jamie McDonnell, I think that I don't think is a good fight because have you seen how big Jamie McDonnell gets overnight for a fight? Like that, he's a really big guy for the weight class he fights at. I don't think Roman is in any position to get a fight like that. He needs to fight somebody that kind of won't blow up overnight. I don't know who he could beat, but that's all I've got for you guys. You have yourselves a great day.
There's also Lee Haskins, top rated in the IBF. You got Rasheed Warren, who's highly rated in the WBA. Maybe Rasheed Warren, that could be
in the IBO too. He was a former IBO champ at one point.
Yeah, so what do you think? Do you think that fight makes money for Roman? Do you think that's a big enough fight that HBO would want that?
No.
I mean, they could probably sell it because they'll have video from when Freddie used to train Warren and call him a 3-time Olympian and tell him, he had 2 titles. I think he won the WBA and the IBO.
You think Chocolatito beats him?
Probably because Warren doesn't have. I mean, but wait, Chocolatito's moving up, right?
Yes.
He's not moving up yet. He's staying at 115, but he's talking about his next fight after that being for a title fight. And Roman being so popular, that he could fight for a vacant belt for like the WBA or WBC if he wanted to right away.
At a weight above, though.
At a weight above against a solid, like you said, like Rasheed Warren, a former champ.
Okay, no, if he's got to move up to fight Warren, no, he'll probably get beat because Warren is extremely fast. Thing is, he doesn't have power, but Chocolatito already looking like he ain't got no power. You know what I mean? So Warren not having power, but being a division above and having that speed, he might send Chocolatito through the ropes, man.
I think Ryan Burnett might make some sense. I know he just beat Lee Haskins. Ryan Burnett he's the IBF champion right now.
Who the fuck is that guy?
He's a UK market guy. That's the thing.
Who the fuck is that guy?
There's money in the UK. And you trust me, either Frank Warren or Eddie Hearn can definitely spin. Oh, the former pound for pound legend Roman Gonzalez coming to the UK to face our champion. They're gonna make some money.
What division is Stuart
Hall?
Hall?
They're gonna make some money.
Stuart Hall was at bantamweight like years ago when he lost to what's his name? The guy who just fought De La Hoya. Who Diego De La Hoya just beat? The Randy Caballero. Randy Caballero beat Stuart Hall for the IBF, but that was like 4 years ago, man.
Yeah, no, that's too high anyway. All right, let's get back out to the phone lines. Let's see. We had to go to Larry in San Francisco. Larry, what up?
Hey, big up to the boxing voice. Absolutely no moving up for Roman Gonzalez. Take the biggest money, easiest work fight you can get at 115, and then bow out. Roman has done more than enough big fights, big moments. It's time to take care of your health and make that money and get on out of there. Hey, but I got a question for Matt. The PD that Ortiz got popped for, I know it was a blood pressure med, but is that ever used as a masking agent?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And specifically the type that he popped for, the type of diuretic he popped for has been used as diuretic. Not diuretic, as a masking agent, sorry. Again, I don't want to speculate. All I know is that he has a pop test.
Pop.
Yeah. But yes, that particular diuretic has been used as a masking agent in the past.
I got you. So with that being the case, as bad as I've been calling for this Ortiz-Wilder fight for years, Wilder's got to let that fight go. Ortiz is beyond the benefit of the doubt now. He got popped. Wilder needs to let that fight go and move on to bigger and better things. Otherwise, there's no legitimacy to it. It takes a fight, and he'll always have the, well, he wasn't using. Ortiz blew it. Can't take that fight no more, in my opinion. If he can get relatively the same money or the same deal for a Dillian White fight, I think that makes a lot of sense because he can use that fight as a very natural stepping stone to get to Joshua after that. I don't know if what Hearn's going to make him give up in terms of options and things like that, but that's the fight I hope Wilder takes in place of the Ortiz fight. Ortiz blew it, and Wilder now needs to move on to doing what he's got to do to set up a Joshua fight next year. Hey, y'all keep doing what you're doing. I appreciate it as always. I'm out.
Larry, we appreciate you. People with this Dillian White campaign, Matt. I wonder what those numbers would be like. I wish we had a crystal ball. Remember those little black 8 balls? Shake it up right now and say.
You can still get those. You know that, right? Like if you go to Walmart, you can still find those.
Yeah, we should get that. We need something here.
Yeah, but we all know we're getting Stivern.
That's what you think. They
Hey,
said big.
I'm the pessimist. I will admit I am the pessimist.
You better stop being a pessimist. You don't want to be confused for the other white guy that used to be on the panel when you get to Alabama.
Yeah, Deontay knows I got love for him, you know.
You're gonna be like, no,
please,
no,
Deontay,
my name's Matt.
Please, Wilder, I beg of you.
Yo, let's see. We're going to
Stainless. We got a ringer, everybody. So we're bringing him on right now. Stainless from Nashville.
Straight to the point for those with attention deficit. I'm so repetitive, so I gotta repeat. Stainless from the streets to the deep. I'm coming with that heat. All you need to know about me, I'm coming with that heat.
Yo, TBV, what's up, man?
Stainless, what up? What up?
Man, it's been a long time, man. For all y'all who don't know, man, I need to get up on y'all Patreon status. I know y'all been waiting in line, and I've been on the line for like half a Larry phone call. You know what I'm saying? Just that quick, and I ain't been on here in like a month, and I still pay for it because that's how big I am on the CBV shit. Unfortunately, I gotta agree with Larry, man. I'd rather see the Dillian White. I mean, big ups to Deontay Wilder for still trying to take the fight. You know what I'm saying? Proving any critics wrong just by doing that. But I like to see him fight the legitimate fighter in Dillian White, especially if Ortiz has been popped for the second time. If it was the first time, I might be able to look past it or get the benefit of the doubt with the blood pressure medicine stuff. But I have a hard time believing it the second time around. That's really all I had to say. As I always say, please make sure that you push the thumbs up and share this in every episode of the Boxing Voice podcast. And I just also wanted to add, man, Ness, welcome back, because I ain't got to say that, you know what I'm saying, from Puerto Rico. And thank you all for all of this boxing information, because I haven't been able to really get online. I've been working 15 hours a day, at least 4 or 5 hours a week. So being able to get all of this boxing information without having to, go to BoxRec or wait to get it third party from somebody else, I get it straight from the source, and that's the motherfucking Boxing Voice. Y'all fellas take it easy. Good to hear from y'all again. And y'all will hear from me soon. Peace.
All right, Stainless, thanks for calling in. We're going out to the New Orleans.
Ladies and gentlemen,
like to introduce to you a young fella, and he comes from the Magnolia.
You will be a cheese, you got your block on fire, you remain in the cheese. Until the moment you expire, you know what it is. You make nothing out of something, you handle your business. You know you're crying and it's something you will be a cheese.
Woo! What's good, people? I'm just putting the truck over. Next came to me in the nick of time. Shout out to the Boxing Voice. I know it's been a long time since y'all been hearing me, but I've been grinding, you dig? Trying to pay for this wedding. Got it all paid out last Friday. It's going down on the 22nd, you hear me? Yeah. Now let's get to the business at hand. Shout out to Deontay Wilder, the bronze bomber. He's showing his medal once again. He's trying to fight. He's trying to fight a dude that's full of that dope. You know what I'm saying? Just to prove the credit wrong. You got to give him props on that. Florida ain't want to fight Pacquiao. You dig? Unless he was clean. You dig? And Deontay Wilder, he taking the other right. He taking the other route. He gonna beat all the steroids out of him. I give him his props for that. Dylan White, that's a good fight, but I'd rather see him fight King Kong because ain't nobody scared of Dylan White. I want him to fight the boogeyman. For whatever he's taking, man. Ain't no steroid. I mean, ain't no high blood pressure medicine. Why you boxing? You got high blood pressure, man. Stop the games out here. And Roman Gonzalez, let me touch on him. He need to retire, man. That's a wrap. Every time somebody in a guided war fight, every time they go out there, he ain't gonna last long in this sport, man. I never looked at him as like number one pound for pound. Getting beat up like that, dude get hit too much, man. Number one pound for pound, man, at whatever weight, your skill set will have you as the best fighter at that weight. You know what I'm saying? So imagine that dude at welterweight, middleweight, lightweight. That dude, the big guy knocked out, man. That dude get hit too much. Nobody wants to see no. I mean, that's a boring world. I don't want to see that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, he wasn't my number one pound for pound. You dig? And let me touch on Keith Thurman, man. That's boy. You dig? Man, he out there street fighting it out. Man, take the fight with Spence, man. How long he gonna every time a big fight, he fights somebody, then he hurt after that. Why you were gonna fight Pacquiao? He wasn't gonna get elbow surgery then. But then the Pacquiao fight, now you want to get elbow surgery. Man, come on, man. Step up to the plate, man. You know what I'm saying? We got to call these fighters out on that bullshit, man. You dig? And Danny Garcia, he need to fight Sean Porter. And why Sean Porter don't want to fight Spence? I never seen no shit like this. This man got old belt, so nobody wants the belt. He got his own belt. Go get your belt back. Man, that's my call, man.
Going out to Baltimore, 443.
Hold on, no. Sometimes you gotta give me a second.
Sometimes you gotta say
we got Georgie Porgy on the line.
Sometimes you gotta say something.
Yo, first of all, let me say, I don't play Showtime to see you all there not even putting a goddamn motherfucking effort. If I want to see two motherfuckers just fight, I pick up a fight with somebody in the street. Don't need that shit. You don't love that sport, my dude? Just move along. Gone. Fuck you. Next, what a great show. Come stop, donate.
Yo, I'm call on my low energy mode.
How dare you bring that low energy shit out here? I just got you ringer, bro.
Georgie, what are you doing?
Hey, we love you, Georgie. We're just messing with you.
I want to talk some goddamn Regal up in here, bro. When this show gonna start rolling? I want to see like 3 shows a day on Regal, bro. Talking about Dylan White. I want to talk about Dylan White. Fuck Dylan White. Ortiz, he popped up twice already. He go with the champions of the world. Right there with Chavez Jr. right there next to him. Nobody want to talk to him no more. All these niggas that let us down, that fuck up the big fight, should have no support from the boxing community. That's all I gotta say. Everybody out there, donate, thumbs up, Joy Payton. I'm out.
Sign a contract, fucking punk. 443, you're up.
What's up? Yo, can y'all hear me?
Loud and clear. Wood, what up?
Chilling, man. Chilling, man. I just have a question for you, man. What can give a gorilla high blood pressure, man?
Too many bananas.
Names stressing over bananas, stressing over white women. What can give a gorilla high blood pressure, man?
Stressing over white women, King Kong. I love that.
Yeah, stressing over white women, man. That can give a nigga high blood pressure right there. Hey, man, I wonder how have you ever heard this theory in your head, man? That it's Deontay Wilder fault that Povetkin and King Kong Ortiz failed the drug test. He set them up because he don't want to so he can fight a bum.
Yeah.
Yo,
You
when I
read the
heard that
comments.
shit,
You
y'all
read the
almost fell out,
comments.
Yeah, yo, they said he set them up and shit, yo. Wilder set them up.
I read a
so he
comment.
could fight another bum and shit.
I read a comment that said Wilder has the WBC having people test positive so he could keep that belt.
Yeah, and fight a bum. Yeah. I seen a video. I seen a video. Somebody did a video on that shit too. Wilder setting the whole shit up so he could fight another bum and shit. That shit, wow. And Wilder got that. If he planning like that, he don't need to be in boxing, man. He needs to be some type of politician. If he got that type of shit going on, man, he in the wrong business, man. Yeah, but man, it's a lot of shit going on. I wonder why now Earl Spence, man. It's hard for him. I've never seen a champion. It's hard for a champion to get a fight, man. It's hard for a champion. Nobody not calling out the champion. People calling out other people besides the champion. That shit crazy, man. I don't think I've ever seen a situation like this when people don't want a belt. It's like Sean Porter, Danny Garcia. They could easily get a title shot, but they don't want it. They rather fight somebody else than fight. Oh yeah, I forgot Danny, your man. Do I got the privilege to say that, man? Your man. I'm just saying he don't want a title shot. You feel me?
I hear
He
you.
don't want a title shot, man. That's kind of odd. That's odd, man. He don't want a title shot, man. I don't know, man. That shit kind of wild, man.
I mean,
But
that's
I
how
think
you
that,
see it. I'm pretty sure Danny sees it like, why would I fight for the IBF when I could get an immediate rematch and win both titles back? Like, I mean, I don't understand.
Yeah, I just see it that way. It could be that way, but we'll see. It's soon right now. He just got to go. We'll see how this whole we'll see how this whole spit shit play out. But it's kind of odd right now, though. That nobody,
It's
Sean
not
Porter
odd.
usually-
It's not
Sean
odd.
Porter-
It's just that boxing fans have, short-term memory. We all knew that Earl Spence and Keith Thurman are going to meet in 2018. It was never said that they were going to meet in 2017. So I mean, for you to expect that, that's up to you.
No, we'll see. We'll see how it all turned out. But I would say I don't want to hog up the line. But I like that Dylan White fight. I like that Dylan White fight. If Wilder can get the Dylan White fight to replace Ortiz, I'll take that. I'll take that. But if it's last minute, I'll see him fight anybody. I just want to see him fight somebody. I see him fight anybody because it's not his fault that these motherfuckers decide to keep cheating to fight him and shit. It's not his fault. He don't got nothing to do with that shit though, man. But I'm gonna let y'all go ahead on and get to the next one, man. I see y'all still rolling on, man. Keep on moving, man.
All right, Wood. Thanks for calling in.
Hey, Ness, I just wanted to make a little point or bring something up. Just because people have been calling and asking about Earl Spence and him having a title. It's strange because IBF usually enforces the mandatory so well. There's actually no number 1 rated or a number 2 rated welterweight in the IBF rankings. That's why he hasn't had a mandatory, and probably why he hasn't had a fight yet.
Well,
Although I thought I remember him hearing that he had a mandatory.
But it would be unfair for him to even have a mandatory. He just won the title in September. Wasn't it September? Like the 5th, something like that.
Wait, Earl Spence?
When did he
We're
win?
talking about Earl Spence.
You know,
when he beat
September
Kelbrook?
last month, right?
Huh?
You know September was last month, right?
All right, so when did he win his belt? A couple months ago. It ain't that much.
It was like May or April.
All right. Yeah, he just won it. He shouldn't even have it. He's supposed to get like a mandatory, a voluntary, and then a mandatory.
No, but I think everyone is kind of wondering why Spence is taking the waiting route when he is young, when he doesn't have that many fights.
He's not taking the waiting route. You were in his camp. You know he wanted an October date. He wanted to fight in his hometown. These guys are franchises, whether you believe it or not. Not everyone could be Canelo. So these guys have their own demands. Look at Wilder. How many hometown Alabama fights has he gotten? You don't think the rest of it? You don't think Earl wants that? You don't think Danny wants that?
You let me finish my thought.
I'm just saying, you guys got to factor that in. You got to factor that in.
What is
they're
that?
being hard in the negotiation.
Time out. What does that have to do with anything that I said? Because you didn't let me finish. If you let me finish, I was going to say that Earl Spence has gone on and say, I really only want to fight Keith Thurman. That's not happening till next year due to what is happening with Keith Thurman. He said also that he wants to fight in October in his hometown. He has said that. But that's not going to be against Keith Thurman. So we are now about 3 or 4 months away from his fight. It's been a quarter of the year past, and there's been really no news other than I want Keith Thurman or unification.
No, it's a waiting game, brother.
That's what I'm saying. He is waiting.
So many,
and fans don't like that because fans want to see a young champion.
Yeah,
fight
well, they got to understand what's going on right now. Right now, there's so many. Listen, everyone has a stake or a claim to the shot at Errol. I mean, at Keith. You know, simple-minded fans are like, "Oh, Danny should just fight Keith." I mean, excuse me, Earl and get it over it. Sean Porter should just fight Earl and get it over it. Why? They have direct.
I've never mentioned those guys.
I'm not saying you are. I'm talking in general. They have direct lineage to Keith. And if you wait for Keith, you get 2 belts. So Danny, he's gonna let Porter go fight. What up? Is that a message?
I did not do that.
Somebody said message.
Oh, Info Joe, ringer. That's what it was.
He's gonna let Porter go fight because he has direct lineage, right? When Porter fought Thurman, it wasn't as close. Even though a lot of people argue that it was. Both of those fights are close. That's why everybody's just sitting around waiting.
I don't think anyone isn't surprised or upset that we aren't getting Earl Spence versus Danny Garcia or Earl Spence versus Sean Porter next. I don't think any of us really honestly expected that. But a Lamont fight, a Luis Collazo fight, none of those could have materialized in October, November, December. And Earl Spence didn't have to have this huge waiting period for Keith Thurman. You know, he could have had something in between. I think
you got to factor this in, bro.
And I think fans were expecting that, and fans sort of wanted that too because we like watching Earl Spence. We like watching him fight. And I think a Luis Collazo fight, a Lamont Peterson fight, something like that would have been completely acceptable as well.
Again, I use the Charles Hatley and the Charlo. Charlo got 100, right? And Hatley got like 30.
Oh, right? I forget what Hatley got, but I know Charlo got 100.
All right. You think Luis Collazo going to take 30 to get beat by Earl Spence?
I don't think he only gets 30 for that.
All right. So how do you find more money for that? It's a hometown voluntary defense. How do you find more money for that? That's what I'm saying.
I think you could.
The network.
I don't know what it is. I don't know what it. I'm not a business expert. I'm not a business major. I was a history major in high school, and not high school. I mean college. So it doesn't. I don't know, but I'm saying Earl Spence is big enough. Earl Spence has done 6-point-something million views on NBC. You can find money for Earl Spence, whether it be online money, whether it be through TV ads, through ticket sales, whatever it is.
Well,
you could find ways to make money.
All right, let's get to some calls because that's just you assuming they could find money, you know?
And you're assuming they can't, which I don't.
You're right.
I don't understand why you assuming that.
Because I mean,
stop being a hater.
I'm not being a pessimist. I'm just saying it's what we've been getting. But we stopped at NO. We're going to 904. 904, you're up.
No. We have fingers.
What's going on, y'all?
What's up, brother? Who's this?
Man, my name is Sam. I talked out of Jacksonville, Florida. How y'all doing?
All right. Talk to us, Sam. What's on your mind?
All right, man. Just real quick to further talk about what y'all were just talking about. Hey, with the thing with Errol Spence, right? That he's not going to make 147 anymore. You won't see him fight at 147 ever again. He's going up to 154. With that being said, he's going to have to fight somebody that's going to springboard him to a big name. And I don't know, I mean, who do y'all suggest that he fights at 154 for his first fight? What's a good name for him?
Tony Harrison.
Tony Harrison. No, it's got to be bigger than that.
Laura. It's Landry Laura.
Laura, there you go. That might be a fight for him. That's a good fight for him.
Southpaw versus Southpaw.
Possibly, if the networks. Yeah, that'd be a nice fight. And, you know, Errol Spence, he's an old school fighter. He brings that Nate Campbell to the table. He's old school. He's nice. He's rugged. He's tough. That man's going to take over division. My next question is, who wins in a fight, Dillian White and Deontay Wilder? Who wins that fight?
White.
Wilder.
Why does he win that?
Are you asking it to me or Ness?
Well, okay, so why Wilder and why White?
I think Wilder can keep him on the outside and eventually knock him out.
Wilder Stavern style.
You think Wilder's just? I think Dillian White beats Wilder, most definitely. Anyways, y'all, I support the channel. Y'all keep up the hard work. Much love.
All right. Well, thanks for calling in, Sam. We're going out to Info Joe.
Very quickly, Ness, that was a great troll.
By who?
By you, man, saying that White's going to win. That was a good one.
What are you talking about?
Mr. Info Joe.
This portion of the show we call In the Know, presented by my brother.
Yo, what up, family? My boxing brothers. Hey, man, I'm going to go against the grain, man. I'm glad Wilder said he's still trying to make that fight. I'm hoping, despite all the odds of him using that bullshit, that the fight still happens. No other fight with Wilder right now excites me, man. I know he will knock Dillian White out in 5 or 6. No other fight other than I don't see no other fight, man, to close the year off for Wilder, man, to make a statement, man, other than that fight right now, and to set him up for Joshua next year. I hope they find a way, and I think it was a fighter that they have found out that they were using pads but still got knocked out by the fighter that wasn't. And I still believe he can knock out Ortiz, my opinion. As far as Thurman and Spence, I guarantee you the boxing guys is going to make that fight happen next year. Just hold on. It's going to happen. That's my call, brothers. Peace.
Info Joe, thanks for calling in. Gary in Dallas, talk to me. Gary? Uh-oh. Going out to Michael on Skype, talk to me.
Hello, everybody.
How are you, brother?
Yeah, I'm going to make this quick because I'm going to go to bed and I'll wake up tomorrow morning. So, but to keep it short, the main topic of the week is Luis Ortiz and this drug thing. First off, I'd like to say that, Wilder's been tested positive twice or 3 times, what Dylan White said. So, if that's the case, like, what Wilder should do is just move on. Just move on. Forget about wanting to fight him. Just move on. You can't be Wilder is in no position to be getting involved with this drug thing. He needs to move on and move his career forward. Because right now, if he goes and fights Stavern, like what Matt's saying, it's just a step backward. I think that fight will be worse than the Parker versus Fury fight because no one don't want to see that fight. No one. I wouldn't be interested in watching that fight. And that's on Sky Sports in the UK. So I just think that for Wilder it's a risky fight, but I think that Wilder should fight Dylan White, even though it's a riskier fight. Not because I think that Dylan White will beat Wilder, because I think that Wilder will win. But I think that how he performs in that fight depends on how quick he gets the Joshua fight. If he beats Dylan White in three rounds and knocks him out clean and completely dominates that fight, that will push the AJ fight quicker because it's a comparable fight. And if he sees Wilder done better than what Joshua did, it will push it forward. However, if he performs badly and wins still, but let's say by decision, then it will make that fight less appealing because they'll think, oh, you struggle against Dylan White, so you can't beat Joshua. So that's why I think he should take that fight, but that's why I think that's a more riskier fight than the Luis Ortiz fight. But I just think that he needs a fight now to push him forward. Take a risk, fight somebody, not like a Washington or Obama or like a Joe Schmo, someone that we've never heard of before. He needs a name because right now I'm losing interest, and I think everybody else is going to start losing interest in him if he doesn't move forward. So that's all I've got to say. Nez, speak to Wilder. I know you got connections. Make it happen. And thanks, guys.
All right, Michael. I wish he listened to us, man. He doesn't feel that White fight is as big as we do, man. 832, but maybe those things are changing now, Mike, since everything keeps falling apart. 832, you're up. First time caller.
All right, Michael. I wish he listened to us, man.
He's got his whole radio going there. We're going out to
Jabron.
That's right. Because that's what you're here. You're a producer. Why don't you produce?
God, so many times.
Fucking produce. Fucking producer.
I told you twice.
Yeah, he totally fucking produced that.
Jabron, what up?
What's going on, TBV? Y'all are very knowledgeable guys. I'm sorry to throw a little curveball to get off topic, but I was reading something about Erickson Lubin and possibly inking a deal with Lil Wayne.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Do y'all know anything of that sort? And I'm concerned because we've seen this happen before with Gamboa and 50 Cent and these guys just thinking, just because these guys have high status and as a celebrity, that doesn't mean they're a great businessman when it comes to boxing. And especially with him about to take a chance and taking his title from Charlo. So if he wins this fight and inks a deal, what you guys think is going to be for his future? Like, will he get big fights, or will it be his career be messed up with dealing with someone who's not experienced in boxing?
Well, you got to remember, like guys like Al Heyman and Jay Prince weren't experienced in boxing; they were music people.
No. But it doesn't matter. He's still with Heyman. So
I'm just saying about the idea that going to people that don't know the sport, it can work. People can figure out the sport.
I don't even think that it's like, I don't know. Did you read the article fully? Because Heyman is still the advisor, so he's still going to pull the string.
Of course he is.
It's
just a management deal from what I read, right?
Yeah, they're probably going to get him endorsements and shit like that, but there's no way they're going to have any.
Get him in music videos.
Control, yeah.
Get him in music videos, shit like that. But I mean, it's not going to be like it's not a Rock Nation deal.
No way.
It's not anything like that.
It's not a promotional deal.
All right. So before I get out of here, you guys, I was reading also a few minutes ago that Eddie Hearn came out saying that he was getting Dillian White with Dominique Brazil moved to October 28th. Have y'all heard any more on that?
Yeah, but that's just him wanting. He would like, that to happen if the Ortiz fight doesn't happen,
And they move Stavern up and free up Brazil.
Well, he feels that's what's automatically going to happen. The Stavern is going to get bumped up. So if Stavern gets bumped up, he wants Dillian White to fight Brazil. He just wants a big fight for his guy. He's a good promoter, bro. He talks, man. These other promoters barely talk. This guy, he doesn't need to answer the phone because he's always in front of a camera giving enough headlines to go around.
Well, thank you guys, and to people watching YouTube, get on those super chats and support the TBV, and get on Patreon and hit those thumbs up. Till the next time. Love you guys.
Jabron, how much you weigh?
Right now, 142. So, if Matt, you want that work?
No, you need to come down to 135, homie.
Nah, you're crazy. Your 142 is like Timothy Bradley, bro. I seen you. That's why I asked. I can't even believe you 142. Shit, Matt, stay away. Jabron, thanks for calling in. Nah, Matt, stay away. He looked like Timothy Bradley, especially if he's only 142. I was gonna say he was like 175, 160.
If you know like I know, you should lie low. Killer, I used to get it in Ohio.
Jay Will. Oh, you over there listening to like
some R&B or some ambiance?
I don't know. It sounds like some 80s music. Ernest in Huntsville, Alabama. I hope you got that work when we get out there. Ernie. Got them sugar combs out there in Huntsville.
Yeah, I'm going to clear up this Earl Spence stuff. He's not waiting on Keith Thurman. The problem was that he beat Kell Brook May 27th, Memorial Day weekend. He wanted to fight in September at home against a voluntary. The problem was he couldn't get the dates. And then if you're a Southerner, you know what happens on Saturday night in the fall. Football. So he can't get the dates. He's going to have to wait to December. I read Lamont Peterson in December or January after college football season at American Airlines Arena. All those Saturday night dates at American Airlines Arena are going to be booked until then. He's not waiting on Keith Thurman.
Wait a minute. So wait a minute. Ernest, so you're saying that it's going to be Earl versus Lamont in Dallas?
It's looking that way. Once they get a Saturday night clear at the American Airlines Arena in Dallas, because the Mavericks start playing in October there. If they can get a date or December or January at American Airlines Arena, from what I read, it's looking like Lamont Peterson as opposed to what's the name, Luis
Collazo.
But he's not waiting. Yeah, he's not waiting. He's probably getting shitty management, but he wants to fight at home, and he wants to fight at American Airlines Arena. And on a Saturday night during football season, you're not going to get any viewership for a boxing match here in the South. I'm telling you. That's just the way it is.
Well, all right.
Football season on a Saturday night. You can forget it, guys.
I believe that.
All right.
I believe that. So how's Alabama? And he's out. All right. We got Gary back. Did we ever get to him? We got him, but he didn't say anything, right? Gary?
Yeah, I'm here.
What up?
What up? Is the Peterson fight off? Because I heard that was close to being made, the Spence Peterson fight. Is that not going anywhere?
I might find out one link. I only have one source for it, and I've never heard of this website in my life.
Is
So I
it
don't know if it's true.
Is it called never heard of the website.com?
It's called fightful.com.
Well, what about this, right? Like, what about Miguel Cotto? Cotto wants to fight at the end of the year. Spence can't get a fight. I mean, Cotto will fight anybody, it seems like. Why can't that be made?
Cotto is not willing to fight anyone. I think that's ridiculous to say.
Yeah, definitely Cotto wants a big money fight. I'm actually surprised he didn't opt for the Mikey Garcia fight.
Yeah, so wait, this article at least is quoting Dan Rayfield, and he has the link to the Rayfield story. He's saying that Spence is supposed to come back in January or December at the Barclays or Nassau Coliseum. That would be horrible. Why are they bringing everybody to fucking New York? Is this like the land of Bill the Boxer?
He's not going to sell it. They could sell him here. I know he wanted to fight in Dallas, the American Airlines Center, but I don't. He's not going to sell in New York. And then,
see, even they said Luis Collazo's being looked at. I'm telling
you. You don't think Spence could maybe sell as much or not more than Terrence Crawford?
I'm just saying he wanted a hometown fight. Why is he coming to New York?
Crawford's not selling out the Barclays Center. I mean,
I didn't say he was.
He could sell out if he fights if Garcia or Danny Garcia. If he gets a hometown guy in there, an East Coast guy, he could do better. But to put Spence up against like a real true B side, you're gonna get 8,000-9,000, man. That's it.
That's good though. 8,000-9,000.
Again, Dan Rayfield is not just including Lamont Peterson. It is also Luis Collazo.
Yeah, and if you do Luis Collazo in the Barclays, that's going to sell.
You can do 12. You can do 13.
I don't know 12, bro. 12 is high. I don't know. You got to check what the numbers were with Luis Collazo's Victor Ortiz, Steven. And I think Luis Collazo fought there versus I don't know, but see what Judah Malignaggi did when they fought each other there. Gary, that's your cue. WordPress is calling you, buddy. We're looking for some WordPress junior editors. You must have WordPress experience. If you are interested, definitely email the Boxing Voice at Yahoo. We're going out to North Carolina, right? North Carolina, 704. North Carolina.
Yeah.
What's up, brother? What's your name?
Pat. I've been listening for a minute, but I never called in.
Well, thanks for calling in finally, Pat. I would say you finally popped your cherry, but people say that's offensive.
You said what?
Never mind. What's going on, Pat?
I was just wondering, I'm calling a little late. Have y'all talked about the Sean Porter and Granado's matchup?
We did on Thursday, though. What do you want to talk about?
Oh, well, I know Matt mentioned it, I think, last show. That fight is a total mismatch. It's a shame. I don't understand the thinking behind Granado's management for making that fight. I mean, I think he should definitely go back down to 140. I think that I mean, of course, there's anomalies, but I think size is one of the biggest things that matter in boxing that people overlook. Sean Porter is going to kill that man. I think, and also another thing, I hate how I love Danny Garcia, I love Keith Thurman, but they're not active enough. Fighting once a year is unacceptable. I mean, I understand Keith Thurman got his elbow injury or whatever, but he should definitely be in the ring.
And he got married. He got married too. We weren't expecting that.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, Mayweather fought his way to that level to where he could fight once or twice a year. Y'all forget, people forget Pretty Boy Floyd when he was with Top Rank. He fought and beat whoever was put in front of him. And you know, Bob keeps his fighters active. Terrence Crawford is fighting 3-4 times a year, and I mean, he eventually, you never know, in status he could pass all these fighters because they're so inactive.
Very true.
I think when he moves up to 147, he's gonna be a problem. I love Danny Garcia, but he don't do good with people who move. I think Chance Crawford, if he comes up, he can outbox him.
Well, all right, Pat. Thanks for calling in, my friend. That was a good call. We're gonna head on out to the Skype machine. We got Scorsese on the line. What's up, brother? Your boy Adonis ducking till next year.
That shit ain't no duck. That's just Showtime being incompetent, boxing being fucking a big sport. Like, you go in the venue. Is that Matt? Is that Matt? Is that Matt? Is that Matt? Is that Matt?
Of course it is.
I think he just hear my voice and it just tells him soundbite, soundbite, soundbite. I think that's what I think you got something going on up there. But like I said,
stop being so sensitive.
Huh?
Stop being so sensitive. It's funny.
No, you go in the venue. You go in the venue and you tell the venue, "Hey, I need this," and they say, "No, Ariana Grande is performing." And then boxing got to go big somewhere else. We just a little big and ass sport. It's sad, man. Like, no football team got to be like, "Yo, can the Colts play here today?" No, they don't. They just, we are here Sunday. Don't schedule shit else. Boxing just begging. So he just getting kicked out like the rest of them, man. Like, and I was just thinking, like, that man Sean Porter. Ever since you broke up with Kenny, now Sean can't get a shot, man. What's going on, man? Like, I don't get it. Like, he don't want a shot. Like, did you blackball him?
Me and Kenny and Sean, we all doing good. If you was on Patreon, you would have seen us all in a gym chilling in the hydroponic. What's that thing called?
Hydroponic.
He just brought you around and show you the new chicks, man. That's what it was. He brought you around and show you the new toys and what you've been missing out on. I'm sorry.
I got the spar and everything in the ring, so you know.
But yeah, like I don't for 1 second. I just believe this Ortiz Wilder is some damn man. Some just tell me I don't believe none of this shit. It's too much money to believe these people now. I ain't trying to be a conspiracy theorist, but what is money, man? That's me looking and saying, bro, I don't believe you. I don't believe nothing about no blood test. I don't believe nothing about no VADA test. Nothing. No more. And then in the ring, if Wilder, I don't know, man.
So what is it?
Something says, go ahead.
So what is it? You say you don't believe it's this. Then what do you believe?
Something just says that Ortiz don't need to lick a damn PEDs to do something to Wilder, man. Like it don't seem right. Even when Ortiz looked bad versus the White Rhino, Wilder looked even worse versus Hoppers and Molina and guys like that.
Oh, wait a minute. So you're part of the narrative that says Wilder set this up.
No, I just don't believe nothing, man. Like, it ain't blaming Wilder. Nobody. I mean, just don't believe nothing, bro. Like Al Heyman, them, they done failed at the PBC. They reaching. If the Joshua fight get messed up, it could have had absolutely nothing to do with Wilder. He could be a pawn that just picked up his phone and started snapping, not even knowing that they protecting him. You know, I don't know, man. I just don't believe these niggas no more. Look, I just want fights to happen. At this point, I don't care if they on steroids. I don't care no more. They get on my nerves. All of them.
I hear you, man. That's how I feel myself. I don't even care anymore who's on what.
The people that think that it is some huge conspiracy to shield and protect Deontay Wilder are the same people that think the earth is still flat. Or the earth is flat. Like that's the same like logic.
Okay. David Beanie.
Hey guys. So yeah, I just wanted to say I'm pretty well. I would guess I think that there's no way this Ortiz fight could happen for Wilder because surely, like, let's say Wilder gets knocked out by Ortiz and gets brain damage or whatever. Surely his family are just going to sue the WBC and whoever commission sanctioned it for putting him in there with someone who's tested positive for PEDs. So I can't see how they could make it happen personally, but they would set themselves up, I think, for some sort of liability. The other thing I was going to say was that all these US fights need Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn's going to, I think, eventually take over the game. But like Errol Spencer saying, can't get a date. Like Eddie Hearn that because they can't date at the O2, they hey Bellew on a Sunday, and that's what they should do. The same with Errol Spencer. If you can't get a date at the American Airlines Arena, stick him on a Sunday. But that's obviously you need a good promoter who can sell the fight and make it happen. But anyway, that's my call.
All right, Mr. Beanie. Thank you for calling in. 504, you're up.
Hello.
Hello, 504. Who's this?
Josh, I just called and I don't even know what y'all talking about, man. Come back to me.
Uh-oh.
Oh, we went to didn't we go to Josh earlier? No, we didn't.
No, we didn't. But guess what? Final thoughts. It's that time. About to bust a rhyme. It was a slow week, man.
It was.
Slow week. We scraped up the little bit of news that was out there.
We scraped up Chavez Jr.
Final thoughts on Wilder Ortiz. Wilder says the card is on, so I just hope it's a good step-in replacement. Bellew, hey, best possible thing for both men. Chavez, do me a favor, fight like Jesse Hart or Gilberto Ramirez. He's still learning, right? Gilberto Ramirez.
Or David Benavidez.
No, yeah, that's what I meant. That's actually what I meant, because Ramirez is hard to do being on Top Rank, even though Top Rank would sign that in a heartbeat because they know their guy would win. And Alvarez, Eleider, keep waiting, buddy. Keep waiting. You'll get your shot.
We're doing overtime, correct?
We did that Thursday.
Oh, sorry, Brew. Brew was asking.
Oh, bro. Yeah, I mean,
we'll bring a special Untitled this week sometime. Special edition.
Yeah, and pretty soon. I'm trying to get caught up on the vlog so that we could, when we hit Alabama, we could release them every night. And we'll do some when we're out there, and when you're out here. Middy's here. Middy, man, you're going to the gym way too early. 6 in the morning, Middy. I'm gonna be rolling around in bed at that time, buddy. I don't know what to tell you. It's gonna be very hard, but you could always hit the night gym with us. You know, definitely should hit the night gym with us. Actually, whenever we go to the night gym, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays is sparring, Middy. You're gonna have to take a day off one of those days, man. Come get some work. I mean, if you want some anyway, right? Because at 6 in the morning, I wonder who else is gonna be in the gym with you.
Yeah, because Doomsday's not coming.
Nah, especially not at 6.
I mean, you can get in there with him, Ness.
No, even if he was coming, I'm not coming at 6, bro. Like, I thought of it like 3 times, to be honest with you. Thought of it 3 times. I said, well, Lucy gets up and she does her sprints super early. So I'm like, if I just got up and just left.
You could do it.
But then it's like, what am I going to do there? Just train alongside him? It's corny like that. We need people in the gym. I mean, don't get me wrong. I guess it would be more one-on-one with the trainer, but again, no sparring. You know,
get some mitt work done, some pad work done.
Yeah, you will do that, and they're gonna work you like crazy. When it's just them, they'll definitely have you fucking doing mad conditioning. But that's what Mitty wants. I couldn't get in there with Mitty anyway, because then I would have to kill him, man. All his little hurtful comments he writes.
To who? Not to you.
He's always hurtful. He always talking about my skills. He first of all, he's of the whole I'm ducking Hasil narrative. That's his.
Hasil said he's out. He's the one that bowed out.
But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
We could be talking about this in overtime, but unfortunately, we're not doing one.
Mitty still thinks I'm ducking him, bro. That's how he rolls, man.
Okay, Mitty.
That's how he rolls. But anyway, I'm glad that so many of you guys joined us, even though it was a slow week. So just good to see that we're all boxing degenerates together. It's cool. I'm your host, Nestor Gibbs. Find me on Instagram and Twitter at NestGTO. And follow my vlog on Patreon /Thaboxingvoice. And yo, today's episode was killer too. Matt, progress. You seen it?
The vlog episode?
Yes.
No, I have not seen it. I'm waiting for the Vegas one. Do you know why? Because
Because you're conceited?
I'm completely conceited.
I know.
I'm entirely selfish, and I want to see myself on camera. But I'm at the Hipster Hunter. You can find me at Mixed Combat News on Twitter, Matt Hunter TBV on Instagram, and my MMA podcast, Mixed Combat Radios on Patreon, SoundCloud, YouTube, iTunes, etc. And I will be doing a show of that. I know I rarely do a show. I only do maybe once every 2 weeks, once a month. But I am doing a show this week for the UFC card this weekend, Tony Ferguson versus Kevin Lee. So tune in probably on Wednesday. Peace.
Steven.
Bye-bye. I'm Steven Calderon. You can find me on Twitter at Calderon92 and on Instagram at sugar_steve.c.
Bye-bye.